sure. No, I'll just wait here. I'll just wait here.
I'll be fast.
Uh-huh. I'll just wait here for good old Crane Eyes Johnson.
Oh, I flipped it.
Oh, God. They are trapped by this system.
Oh,
This
Jesus
is
fuck.
peak theme park. They can't leave.
We're all gonna die in here.
I'm having a good time. Hey man, have you seen my gun? It's really cool. The Impalas glued together. Yeah, it's a lot of Impalas.
The silver monkey pendant is hidden in a room. If you can solve 4 puzzles, I'll let you see it, but you have to watch out for the temple guardians because they're high as shit.
How did you know my name? Oh, I see.
All right, if you're ready, I'm ready, and we're here.
Oh God. Alright, so this game is called Shadows of a Doubt. I am Mr. Tex, and this is the deputy.
Howdy, y'all. We are going to be taking a look at the new update that just dropped today. And maybe I can solve a crime.
You will not solve a crime. We're gonna do this the Stasi method, where we just break into everything, get all the fingerprints, and we'll know what everyone is before they commit the crime. And once we have all the evidence, we'll just apply it to it and be like, oh yeah, fingerprint 408B alpha. Yeah, we got that guy. We got that guy on lock.
Yeah, I thought the BPL method was to commit the crime.
Well, yeah, I mean, sure, but look, it's Hail Cargonia.
All right. So, with the update, we are going to be generating new city, new person.
Silicon Soul says Texan Dep future crime department. It's like you use precogs.
Break-in right here.
You use precogs to determine the future of crime? Yeah, something like that.
All right. What are we naming this city?
You know what? Let's okay,
Because
let's see.
Stadtgradbergopolis is a bad name.
Let's do you know what? Let's do Beepletropolis, the city of the Beeple people.
We'll do Beeplegrad. This is a very
Beeplegrad. Oh God. You're like, I've heard your suggestions. Now I'll make them dour and Soviet.
Well, polis is the Greek city suffix. I just made it the Bulgarian one.
Yes, indeed. It has nothing to do with our love of Cold War history.
All right, what are we naming our person?
God. Well, if we're doing Soviet, or all right, we need a Black Pants Legion themed name that is Eastern Bloc, since this is Beeplegrad.
I don't know. Beeplegrad sounds like it could be an MLRS system.
Yeah, that's true. RM71 Beeplegrad. Let's see. Okay, here's my favorite way of making fake Eastern Bloc names from places that don't exist. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Take a normal Western name and then fuck it up. All right, so instead of Joseph, let's do Joez. Joezep. Joseph. And then all right, last name. You know, instead of because the joke name is Joseph J. People, right? Oh yeah, Joseph. And then Y instead of J. Joseph Y. Baepel. Baepel. Oh God. Joseph J. Baepel. I am man who found city.
All right, let's generate this fucking city.
You put it on hard.
I put it on hard, and I put it on extra large city. Be here.
We are best detective in city. Whenever I read anything from Eastern European history, you know what I hear in my head?
What?
I hear Polish drone strike's voice. I don't know why, but I do. Where he was like, "Attention, friends! It is I, Polish drone strike."
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the. Thank you. For the sub.
And welcome friends, and enemies.
Do I have the Twitch integration on? I don't know how to do that.
What is a Twitch integration in this game? Is it they hit a button and you get murdered? Like, do
No,
they send people to your...
It puts names into the game.
I did not know that.
Is that a thing?
If that's a thing, that sounds hilarious. We did Twitch integration the hard way on...
on RimWorld, right?
Yeah, on RimWorld. And that was bad. We also did... No, we did a Twitch integration the hard way when we played Dwarf Fortress. And people were like, please put me in the game. Please put me in the game, please. Please put me in the game. And Diggs and I were like, okay. And so, you know, we named this Bionic Babe goes out there and there's a bird outside, right? And since it's Dwarf Fortress, the bird swoops down and kills her. We had our first notice that we had a quote-unquote bird problem was when people disappeared. It was so-and-so has been missing for a week. And I was like, surely they're on an extra long hike. The best one I heard was from Dark Lodestar in the Legion. He's fucking hilarious because he was talking about his Dwarf Fortress game, and he was like, hey man, I have a fly problem in my fortress. And I'm like, oh, like dirt and filth and flies and miasma? And he's like, no, flies came down and was snatching babies. And I'm like, what? What kind of flies are these? And then he shows me, and there's flies the size of like a Buick going around picking people up. In his modest, mild-mannered response was, I think I'm gonna build a roof. I was like, you need an anti-aircraft gun. I hope everyone's ready for the Christmas dump this year. We got a lot of stupid things planned. How would you call this setting of Shadows of a Doubt? Because it is a bit of neo-noir, but it's barely cyberpunk. It's not quite cassette futurism.
Mm-hmm.
It mostly reminds me of the film Dark City, if you're familiar.
I am not.
That's a good one. That is not a good one to watch on drugs in Minecraft. But that's okay, a good one.
Noted. Dark City was weird but good.
Well, if people want to know what, like, because there's neo-noir and there's noir. There's cyber noir. I love film noir
It's a big diner
movies.
sign.
Well, big diner for big eat.
I'm gonna fill it with trash.
Well, remember when I went into that
Yes.
diner when the game first started and I dropped that one cup and then accelerated it and then it just filled up with trash and I was like, I am alarmed. Like I try to clean everything. I wash my hands like Howard Hughes. And it's, oh, I love that, the fade in. Yo, sip white people. I wash my hands like obsessively. I have very clean hands. And it's because of years of gunsmithing. Stuff gets into your fingernails and then you'll do dumb stuff like you'll be cleaning a gun and then you'll be like, oh, my eye itches. And then hops in the eye.
Yep.
And yeah, so you always clean your hands. And so I spent most of my weekend working on the Thompson. And people who want to own a machine gun, I'm gonna tell you this much: there's a lot of maintenance that goes into a machine gun. If anyone gets any idea of like, it's cool to own a machine gun, it's like owning a classic car. It's really neat until you need to make sure to take really super good care of it. Because like a classic car, or like owning an old house, or like owning a machine gun, you end up acknowledging that you really don't own these things. You are merely the temporary custodian of them. And your job is to make sure that it lasts as long as it can. So there I am, working on this Thompson submachine gun. And I am having the most inane thing because Mike came in and goes, you look a little overwhelmed. And I said, it's the wrong felt for the breech oiler. And he goes, what? And I said, the felt that goes into the breech oiler that I ordered is the wrong kind of felt. This is more corduroy, and this will not work. And he just blinked and went back into his room as I had my obsessive compulsive Disco Elysium freak out. It's the wrong felt. Inland Empire. You would have the right felt if you were nicer to the man on the phone. I was very nice to the man on the phone. So I had to order new felt. I ordered a whole bunch of different kinds of felt.
Gallo, you were on the list.
Oh my God. Who is Susan Gallo?
My landlord.
Oh God. All right. Got it.
Like 12 noon on the day of expiration. Shall not paint, plaster, paper, or alter walls. Shall not encourage nor harbor pigeons, rodents, or microscopic life forms. Shall not cultivate moss, mildew, or mold for any purpose, including nutrition or recreation.
How dare you?
The tenant shall not keep any explosives in or on the property.
Bullshit. Those are for the rats.
Those are for my nutritional moss.
Yeah. This is my recreational mold. It's for personal use.
That sounds like something that fucking Egon would say. If you don't pick up your mail, they hold it for a late fee?
I actually rented in a place where they said, if you don't pick up your mail, we'll make sure it gets picked up, right?
Mm-hmm.
What they meant was they'll put it in a box and then forget where it is.
Signed
I think
IY Maple.
Yo, Sylvia Maple. I am #1 detective. All right. So what is our motivation here today?
Well, I have my first person who needs a battling.
A battling.
A paddling, yeah. And unfortunately, the only paddle that I have is this here hammer.
Well, I believe it was the carpenters who said if I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning. I'd hammer in the evening all over this land. So that sounds like what we have to do. We have a hammer. We hammer for justice. We're going to go around, we're going to knock on the door, and when someone comes up, we're going to buffalo them and see what crimes they're guilty of.
No, this is my neighbor. I just want to see if this is a landlord. Nobody answered. Alright, because we are waiting for a murder or something.
I think it'd be funny if you could choose a background for your detective to understand why they're a lunatic. You know, like...
Holy shit, I left a key under my own door. That's a bad idea. Don't do that.
Don't ever do that. Don't set it on top of the door jamb either.
Yeah.
I love how there's cameras everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But every time I see cameras everywhere, I realize something. Nobody's watching them.
Yeah.
The only place where cameras are actually monitored, I hate to say this, is a casino. That is the only place. That is the only place cameras are monitored.
This place is a shithole.
Yeah, I've lived in worse.
Well,
I got my I got my graduate degree in fucking Detroit, not far off 8 Mile. Oh, doctor's prescription. What's their prescription for?
Year you were born. Put that in the battering file.
People to batter. I usually name mine as new friends. Howdy, neighbor. I'm here to borrow a cup of sugar. Bash, bash.
High blood pressure and diabetes.
The high blood pressure I understand, as I suppose I do the diabetes, because this whole universe is run off of, like, sugar, right? Because the president is, like, the head of a soda company or something?
Yes.
This game should let you smoke if you're going to be a detective.
It should.
Wow! A birth certificate.
1950.
The game should leave you an option to do internal monologue like a detective does. You know?
Nope, I was not in your house. Don't worry about it. I saw them coming up the stairs.
Birth certificate? You mean an alternative identity? Yes. Oh, Lost. Lost was not a good TV show.
No. 30 crows to return your floor pills, huh?
Huh. Floor pills, eh? I think the floor pills are worth more to me and my endocrine system. At least judging by the internal dialogues of Disco Elysium.
Lost somewhere between the second floor and the negative second.
Yeah, Stryker, Lost had a good first season because they know how to write on that show. They know how to write fantastic plot hooks.
Yeah.
The whole show is nothing but plot hooks, though, because there's no... Okay, here's how I explain the movie, the show Lost, all right? I'm going... For everyone who didn't watch that show, I'm going to explain in brief... Please don't clip this out of context so nobody thinks I'm a film reviewer or anything, but... Let me explain Lost to you really quick and why it doesn't land, okay? Imagine if I came to your house and I said, hey man, wouldn't it be cool if we went out and got some ice cream and I just happened to know a place that made the best ice cream in the world, and while we got ice cream, I gave everyone in that place free ice cream at the same time, and then after that we went and got pizza at possibly the best pizza place that nobody knows about and we'll be the only people in there. And then on the way home, I buy you a brand new car. And you're like, oh my God, that sounds amazing. And then I never do any of those things and I just walk out. That's the show Lost. It's promising all of these potential things and then nothing happens. It's like, wouldn't it be cool if, and then 50 lead-ins. And you're like, oh man, that sounds great. And then a smile and leaving the room. That's the show Lost. It's that same feeling. You're just going like, well, what about the ice cream? And they're like, the what now? Oh, that was last season. They're like, but there was no ice cream last season. Why?
Somebody needs to hurry up and murder somebody. Or I'm gonna have to do it.
See, here's the thing, is that don't say that Stephen King storytelling. Stephen King actually has some pretty good stories. The problem is that he had to write 1 million of them under contract. So you have to pick out the ones that are good for you. Because some Stephen King... I wouldn't. That's how you get rats. That's how you get rat leg. That's how you get trench foot. But, no, the Stephen King, like, all right. You know what my favorite Stephen King novel is?
What?
From a Buick 8. God damn it, Night Owl clipped it. All right. Here's why I like From a Buick 8. The moral of the story is, do not look at cars on the side of the road. That's it. Just maybe leave it alone. That whole book could have been called Maybe Leave It Alone. It's a story about looking closer at things is really a bad idea. Told from this perspective of the highway patrol. Did you ever read that one?
I did not.
Okay, let me give you guys the basic rundown. It's a good book. From a Buick 8 is this weirdo that is slightly wrong in every way, pulls into a filling station and says some really odd things to the person who works at the filling station and is just really strange and then disappears. They never see that guy again. And when the highway patrol shows up to check on his car, an old Buick 8, everything is subtly wrong about it. Like it looks like an alien made a car from a photograph. Like you turn the knobs and stuff in the car, the engine doesn't turn over, the engine's not quite right. It looks right, but it's not connected to anything. Forensically, there's nothing in the car. It's bizarre. And it's just this weird artifact of a thing that shows up, and everyone trying to figure out what the fuck it is. But okay. If I had to relabel the title, it'd be like, boring stories of the highway patrol that upon the end of your career would drive you insane upon looking at.
This is a maddening experience.
Are you just going to drink some vodka and walk around?
Yeah, I drank a bunch of floor alcohol.
Floricol.
Yeah, the kind that the hobos leave.
Ah. The floor harvest, as it were. You know what I actually do
Getting my
miss is
floor
walking.
corn squeezings.
Gotta get my morning cornin'. My favorite, one of my favorite experiences is walking around in the snow by myself.
Okay. Just like generally, or when you're
Yes.
shit-faced drunk like this?
Oh no, not when I'm shit-faced drunk. I like listening to music with friends. I'll
Okay.
put on like LPs, you know, and be like, "Dark Side of the Moon, boys."
Gotcha. What was
You're
that?
just sitting. What was that? That's what they act like they've never seen a drunk wreck before.
Yeah. All I'm doing is what my profession demands of me.
Ah, yes, living that hobo life.
We're doing the hobo sorry cop. God, this lasts forever. More floor alcohol. This is painful enough. I'm not going to imbibe.
Well, what did they say? Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Alright, let me crawl back over there.
The best thing to do when shit-faced drunk is to try to remember how to make chicken tendies. The worst thing to do while shit-faced drunk is calling an ex or getting on Amazon. Amazon has never made it easier to order things without any sort of proof, checkout, thumbprint, or breathalyzer. There were years of my life where I was so goddamn off-tilt drunk that I would wake up to packages and thought someone had sent me things. I have been so drunk before I ordered a year's worth of stamps because I was on a website and it popped up and it was like, "Do you need stamps?" And I was like, "Yeah." Oh my God, you harmed that man. Your alcoholism has hurt others. You're going to have to mention that in the meeting. Volo, the reason things happen when you're drunk is because you have exercised poor reason and judgment, just like Depp did.
I'm drunk. God damn it.
And I used to actually write letters to people. I'd take out my typewriter and I'd write a very nice letter and sign it. I'd seal it in wax and put it in the mail. I was a weirdo for a long time. I still have my typewriter. And in fact, believe it or not, weird text fact, I wrote the Civil War on a typewriter.
And let's sleep off the drunk. There we go.
Shadows of a Doubt. Well, has any
Got
crime
drunk,
occurred?
Hit somebody with a bottle. Was shot. Not even by the police, by a passerby. I think the person in the food truck shot me.
And wax sealed letters aren't all that much.
Oh yeah, you can carve or buy seals easy.
Yeah,
It's
just
fast forward.
It's pleasing to the autism, you know. I think you're stuck in fast forward.
I think I am.
The world will pass you by. Wax in today's economy. Oh man, that cabinet full of nice things. I think you're gonna have to sit there and fast forward until you die.
I may die in this hospital bed of thirst.
Joseph people, he died in hospital. I type pretty fast on a
There
typewriter.
is no upper limit to how long you can sleep for. Oh no. Yeah, I picked to not pay bills, so now I have to run out the door. But first I have to get through all this fast forwarding that I was gonna do.
You know, outsleep your doctor's bill.
Stuck
That's
in
a
fast
smart one.
forward in a hospital? It's like the start of Wolfenstein. Yeah.
You know what? That's the real start of Wolfenstein. Out sleeping your doctor's bill.
All right, anytime. It's
You know
snowing
what?
out now.
What? We have time to write a letter to the devs. I got my typewriter out. Here, I'll do it.
Dear sir and or madam.
Hold on, I'll dictate. All right, one moment. All right,
You've
what do
got
we
the
write?
better way with words.
Oh, all right. 10. Oh, hold on, the top just slid off. Oh.
Oh, hey, my
All right.
alarm.
Oh, excellent. All right, so I just wrote, attention developers. I feel it is important to let you know that it is possible to let you sleep beyond the span of time that is making the game. Oh shit. I need to oil that key right there. But yeah, it's well, yeah, this is this isn't Mr. Clacky. This is Mr. OG Clacky, the one that I lubricate with a mix of rim oil and hate. Oh yeah. Never mind the game unfucked itself. Love the BPL. Done. All right, so let me seal this back up. If the devs got this letter, they'd be like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
Oh, hey,
Then
a
I have to
murder.
write a murder.
A murder. A murder in a building. I don't know which building.
It's a murder case.
Come
I think
on.
it's kind of a.
Thought I turned you off. It said to anybody not the player. Off.
Yeah, the only issue with the typewriter I find is that I can type faster than the keys let me.
That kind of dance. Doesn't
Now, if
look
you get
like
me
a-
like if you can get me an IBM Selectric, I can type fast enough to make the ball in that thing freeze. Because it was one night in the BPL where I started typing, and I think I was getting up to like. Somebody was like, "What is that sound? Is that hail?" And I was like, "No, I'm typing." And they were like, "How fast do you type?" And I was like, "Very." Oh, nice. Time to make a.
Time to make some room.
Yeah. You gotta make room. I mean, what do we do with things we don't need, boys and girls?
We do whatever we want.
Well, thank you, Discord, for moving channels on me. That's appreciated.
Oh, God. No, we're fine. We're fine. You don't see me. You don't see me. Don't see me. Is that person hovering? Run, run. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. Free and clear. All right. Now I need to
my
find...
words per minute. Hold on. Let me take the typing test and find out. Let's see.
Where are you running from?
Complete a typing test in 60 seconds. All right.
Who are you?
I agree. Got it. All right. Let's see.
Come on. All right. Only one way to get his name. Oh. Never mind. He went into the police station. He's probably not the murderer. Alright, yeah, we're looking for... tab. A tab that opens that. N for notes, it's not N for notes. The B, is it V? Is it C? C's crouching. Not Z. Not all. Not control.
230.
Oh, but
230 with 90% accuracy. I could do better if I slowed down.
It's F. Carpenter Heights. So if F is the map, or F is the... Where's the map? I wanted... Is that all I got from now? It doesn't tell me what the building name is. This dystopia sucks.
I can't type on a phone to save my life. When I text people on the phone, it's like, I cheat. I hit the little voice thing and I speak, so it just corrects things. So it'll be like, yeah, I'll beat this game someday, and it like says, I'll eat this aim someday, and people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I don't correct any of it. But I had to take typing classes in junior high, and I think a lot of people did. Didn't they?
I was taking typing classes in elementary and middle school.
Yeah, like they forced us to. It was like, I want to go play outside, and they're like, this electronic medium will define the future. And you're like, but I want to have fun. Wrong.
Yeah, the funny thing is, my hands are too wide for a standard keyboard, so I can't, like, it's uncomfortable for me to do the home row the way that they taught me when I was a child, and it worked. So I get about 70 words a minute with 2 fingers on each hand.
I remember, what was it? Okay, here's a good question. How many people had to take cursive?
Yeah. I don't see this building. Where's Carpenter Heights? It's a hotel.
How many people in chat had to take fucking cursive, and how many people were taught this will be required?
Yeah. So this is the Ryan building. Humorous liquids.
I think that we should bring back handwriting. I think we should bring back handwriting as a requirement, but you know what I think we should add to it? A choice. Cursive or calligraphy. I would have taken a calligraphy class so I could have the pen, dip the pen and then be like, dear fucko, with all the scroll work.
Yeah.
Do you know how great a warranty card would look if you did, okay, you should have 3 choices. Cursive, manuscript appropriate calligraphy, or illuminated copy. I think those should be your 3 options. Illuminated copy is the one I would choose.
That's pretty classy. Yeah, calligraphy's pretty fucking bitchin'. Are you involved? You're running away. You're probably involved.
You're just sitting there with like your scroll pen for the illuminated copy. You draw like an angel holding your message. and it's a warranty card, so you were like, operam warrantum possessor, and just, oh, that would be fun.
Third,
I'd like that.
fourth, fifth, sixth floor.
I would definitely do Illuminate copy or whatever. My handshake too bad for me to do fancy writing anymore. So I write in a very quick hodgepodge. When I've written notes to people, they're legible because I write in all caps, just as best I can, but it's very blocky. Like I basically write like I'm writing the label for gun stuff. It's just like, it's very big stencil type. It does not look good. Is someone harming you in the dark?
No. I just had to
Oh,
take
someone
some
just-
elimination. Grids.
so somebody fell down, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
I wish the guns did stuff rather than just bashing people with
Yeah.
them.
Officer Schuster here fell down.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate.
Oh, and their helmet came off.
Yeah, the devs said outright they don't want the player to be able to use guns, which I suppose is a choice, and that's fine. But
Yeah.
I think unless you're like pocket carrying a 38, you're not a real detective.
I would agree.
I don't think Columbo ever waved a gun around. I don't think he was like, oh, and one more thing, and then like threw it.
I think he had one if he needed it.
Sure. But I mean, I think that would have also ruined Columbo. And this is more you playing Columbo, bumbling into a room and then being like, that's strange. You're like the kleptomaniac Columbo. You're like, I need this toothpaste for personal reasons.
This person's a marketing executive.
Well, imagine if, I don't know. I mean, Columbo shooting somebody is a lot classier than Columbo showing up and beating someone to death with a hammer and then stealing their wallet and be like, nah, they didn't do it.
Hey, blood.
I don't think they did it.
I'll get to the body. 3615.
36-15. 36 and 15.
Boom. Oh, beautiful.
I had a dream where Arnold Schwarzenegger played Columbo in a remake of this show. It didn't make me happy. Are you just throwing your evidence under the bed?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, there's another hammer.
Oh, man. You know what they say? Life finds a way. But no, I had a nightmare where Arnold Schwarzenegger played Columbo. Well, not a nightmare, but it was a weird dream. And he was like...
Yeah.
But he was like, one more thing! And people were liking it. And I'm like, this is horrible. I think Peter Falk is still alive. Yeah, what's with the satanic ritual glyph? How do you know that's not just the carpet?
They do that around all the bodies.
You know what I think would be really fun is, and I know it's a lot of work, and certainly I'm not imposing upon anyone to do this, but a Magistrata Mundanus version of this, to walk around and solve things the way you guys did. I suppose there's not a hot action key to strip the copper out of the walls.
No, probably not.
Yeah. Got to do that wallet biopsy.
Yeah, it's important. It's important for the case. That boot through the BIOS. Something about getting shot a couple times by the cop outside has made it really difficult for me to focus on this again.
It sounds like something you'd tell your boss. Be like, boss, I need the day off work. And you're like, why? Oh, got shot a few times by a cop. It's like, aren't you a detective? Oh, yeah. Not that I did much better. The first time I played this game in the BPL, I ate all the meat. Just the raw meat inside the guy's fridge, and it says, oh, I'm gonna be sick, and I just vomited all into the trash can at the crime scene. Like, I just puked gallons of vomit in there.
Yep.
I was not a good detective. Are you gonna eat all their tin food?
Mm-hmm. I'm hungry.
I would be slightly alarmed at finding a rectangular can of tin food.
It stacks better. Besides, you know
Imagine-
this is a slurry of like vegetable oil and food flavoring.
So's your fucking MRE you came up with.
It's very
were
calorie
talking-
dense.
We were talking about that on multiple occasions, talking about what would be the best emergency MRE, and Depp's response has been the same over the years.
It's a very calorie dense option.
Olive oil plus a flavoring packet.
Yeah, nacho cheese or something.
Ugh. Imagine sitting in a foxhole, if you will, or a survival situation on some mountaintop, and you're like, let me reach into my MRE. And there is a pouch of olive oil plus a little seasoning packet for nacho cheese. Why not just use the artificial popcorn oil that's that already? See, your laughing knows you're evil. You know what you've suggested is wrong.
Yeah.
Do you just want the soldiers to have amazing hair, or are you just hoping that the next time someone farts, they coat their pants?
No, it's something that I had the 2 shots fired.
I guess that's why they call it the horror of war.
No,
Imagine
that's-
Steve MRE 1989. Hey there, guys. We're going to try the number 3 olive oil and nacho cheese ration. And just pulls it open. And he's like, nice. And then you see him, I have to go to the bathroom now. And he comes back looking like he's been through an exorcism. He's just sweating and pale. And he's like, anyways, that's enough of that ration review. It was not very good.
No, I when I was doing long-term hiking, that's like any recipe that requires butter, you just replace it with olive oil. Because yeah, it's gonna taste worse, but it's much more calorie dense and it packs better than butter.
Yeah, olive oil Go-Gurt is basically what you've described.
Yeah, so mac and cheese with olive oil instead of butter.
The logo would be like Chef Boyardee, but weeping.
It would be
called
the glorious leader from Contraband Police, but with a sad like tear coming out of the corner of his eye.
It's Chef, that's a bad.
Alright.
See, I'm the guy that would say, look, I had not to say that I have better ideas. Yeah, shit Boyardee. There's the name for it. I'm not saying I have better ideas, but here's my bad ration, because the idea was not just to find a disgusting ration, but something that was incredibly dense and incredibly easy and compact, right?
Mine fits all of those.
Right. Here's my idea.
You don't seem impressed.
I do not, but my idea is worse, probably. So, when you get those 1980s rations, and I used to eat those as a kid because I thought they were just cool as hell. Like, wow, food that lasts forever to fight the commies, and because it was all those Cold War rations as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
the really dark plastic ones.
Yeah.
And so my favorite as a kid was basically the Spam one, ham slice. I thought that was really cool. And it came with pound cake and, gum and cracker and all the stuff. It was just cool as a kid to get those. And they were cheap back then because the Cold War had ended. And this is the early 90s. So,
Yeah.
the U.S. military is like, fucking take them, 50 cents a pop. So, you'd go to a surplus store and you have like your allowance from mowing 3 lawns and you have your $5 and you're like, I'm going to get some of these because I'm cool. And, you'd sit there and eat them with your friends in the backyard and, be weird. But I was thinking, so you've got this ham slice and cracker and everything else, right?
Yeah.
And it's just and they're just variously shaped loaves of nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
What if we were to use the modern power of vast technologies, e.g., the incredible crushing power of something like, I don't know, a 4,000 psi hydraulic press?
So you want to just
And we were
press out?
yeah, press all the water out. Just press everything together into its densest state.
So you want chunks. You want chunks from Starfield.
Right, but I don't want to play Starfield for a bit. So I'm just saying, press out all the bad. I want basically astronaut ice cream, and it's all in one big loaf. So it says contains dinner. So the first bite is like, oh, that's turkey. Second bite, oh, that's cranberry. It's just press it all into a cube.
I'm starting to suspect they wore something, because I'm not seeing any fingerprints in Archivik.
Freeze drying's boring. I want to use a press. I know freeze drying would be infinitely smarter, but no, press.
No, yeah, press it. Press it
Press
good.
it.
Alright, well, I think that's everything I can do for this poor person.
Well, we did get sent cheese on the courtesy flush.
Howdy, officer. Don't mind me.
Well, yeah, you were just present on a crime. That doesn't mean you did it. But it was my good fortune to try the cheese that was sent to us on the courtesy flush.
Yeah.
Canned cheese. And it was named Cougar Gold, which if it was the name of a bar, I'd go in there. But
That was the Washington State cheese, right?
yeah. It's we found out that it's made by their school. Like it's made by a school in Washington State. I guess that's how they pay off their tuition. They're like, we're gonna send you to work in the cheese mines, and so yeah. Oh wow. And hospital.
I got
Hospital. I'm gonna say this. That is good cheese. I'm not paid to endorse it. It just showed up. It comes in a tin. And it's okay.
Why am I detained?
I don't know, man. It's almost like you were at a crime scene and beat a cop unconscious. Yeah, you should probably try to escape. Did they fix your bones or no?
I don't think they did. Jesus
Greg.
fucking Christ!
Greg, why are you complaining about tin cheese? France has cheese that is functionally worse in every way. You should try the canned cheese. I'd send you some, but your country would probably say it's illegal.
Yeah, they're not fixing my bones. They're not feeding or watering me.
They're not watering you?
No, I'm thirsty as fuck.
Look, canned cheese is not bad. It's a wheel of cheese. They just put it in a can. They're like, sort it out. Greg, come to a meetup. I will bring canned cheese.
If that's what your heart desires, we'll make it so.
America, please stop being cruel to perfectly good food. Why are you hating on us? IKEA has meatballs. Actually, the IKEA meatballs are alright. Then again, I think it's kind of Stockholm Syndrome, because by the time you find the foodery area, you've been lost in IKEA for like 4 hours. So you're like, thank fuck there's meatballs, and you eat a handful, and you're like, we need to get out of here. I'm pretty sure if I assembled that table into a battering ram, I could knock that window out. Tex needs to go to Japan. I've drank in a lot of their whiskey, actually. Japan makes good whiskey. They'll just be like, this is Scotch, and the international whiskey experts will say, it's technically not Scotch because it's not made in Japan doesn't care. They're just like, it's Scotch. And then you'll drink it and go, it's Scotch. And then the international people will I love how you're wanted before you even leave the building.
They
All right,
took
so what do
my
we get?
2 sync discs.
Well, it's almost like you gathered them at a crime scene. Suntory and Hibiki are both very nice whiskeys.
Yeah, Suntory, I've tried. Okay, I need food and water, so I guess I'm going to Giant Diner. Good fucking
Why not go to
lord.
the sink clinic? Oh my god.
See, I don't have food. And I only have an
yeah.
upgrade file now. They took my 2 sync discs.
You should upgrade your crime doing. How about you sit down and you order with your food money? What do we have on the menu here? I don't think you have any money.
I've got no money. I used it all.
Well,
Alright.
you're gonna have to go to the store and steal.
Book club.
Oh, a book club, huh? But yeah, the Cougar Gold canned cheese from Washington State is actually pretty okay.
It's quite nice.
It's kind of a sharp cheddar.
What you were saying.
Yeah. It's a little bit on the aged side, so it's kind of brittle and crumbly. But if I was, living in a rural area without access to normal cheese product, and I wanted to have like a fancy cheese and wine party, or as frequently passes in America, a canned cheese and cardboard evening. That's what I call box wine. Why are you trying to buy stuff? You can't afford anything. You
I'm
can't
not
even
trying
afford
to
pay
buy it. I was
attention.
trying to see if I could lift it off the shelf.
Yeah.
That answer's a no. So,
Update your crime doing.
Alright, so...
Discord just keeps kicking me out of this fucking thing.
Yeah, I hear that.
Discord is just like, you know what? You're not active in Discord. And I'm like, I'm watching a thing.
You need to
my
just
friend
like
play a
move your
game.
mouse every now and again.
God, just wiggle the mouse.
Yeah.
There we go. Gotta upgrade our crime doing.
Yeah, we're going to the penthouse suite here. If there's a crime to commit, I'm gonna do it in style.
That's how I typically begin my burgling. I will go to the top floor, and I will use the flat of my hand against that door. And I will beat on that door till someone shows up, and then I will beat on them until they don't, right?
Yeah. Alright,
Then I will
nobody's
go
home.
through their pockets. Nobody's home? Uh-oh. It's time to let ourselves in. Yeah.
I need money to solve this crime.
Yeah, we need money to solve the crime of the murder. We have to commit crime. You know what? I think you should go into their kitchen and liberate some food.
Yeah, that's step number 1.
Step 1, acquire food.
Nope, you don't see
Because
me.
the alarm is active. Because you're trespassing.
God damn it!
Oh man, they opted for the go fuck yourself turret defense. I'm
The
gonna go get
turret
some
that
canned.
sees through the night.
I'm gonna go get some the turret that sees through the night. I'm gonna go get some canned cheese. I'm gonna prove Greg wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go get some canned cheese.
Canned cheese.
I'll be sitting here escaping the hospital again. At least they can't take any more money from me. Damn it, shot by the doctor. So he's gonna go grab probably the Cougar Gold. Which is the one he was talking about. Because they're massive cans of cheese. They cost like $30. I looked them up. Don't see me. Nothing. Alright. I've escaped from whence I came.
So, I have some dried meat, and I also have some of this canned cheese. And so I'm going to sit here and eat the canned cheese to piss off the French. No, I'm not like a cheese expert or a gourmand or anything, but I know how to cook. I'll say this. This is a white cheddar. It's a bit sharp, but it is kind of nutty, which I do appreciate. And it's not aged to the point where it's done the calcification thing, you know, so there's not like salt crystals and calcium deposits on it. It's quite crumbly, but I swear to Christ, if you grated this son of a bitch fine enough, you could make some really epic nachos out of this. What you'd need is another cheese to kind of balance it out like a Colby, you know? As you beat this person unconscious and stick their head through the door. I'm just doing a modest cheese tasting. Allow me to cleanse my palate with some meat. But yeah, when it comes down to like nachos, there are certain kinds of cheeses that I think make a better nacho on their just basis. And I know some people like, just use the Mexican cheeses that come in the bag labeled Mexican cheese. And I'm like, that are just grate your own. You're an adult.
I mean, that is always an option. And I understand not wanting to fuck with it. Ah, there's me, Hammer.
Ah, there's my mallet. So here's my point here. If you're going to make nachos, or rather my question to the chat, because we have such a weird following here. Cheddar on nachos, yay or nay? I know some people who are like, it's gotta be Monterey Jack and 5 other cheeses, but I think cheddar belongs in nachos, but cannot be the chief cheese of them. Now, I once did some yeah, let's drink some milk, man. I just had a fist fight. You know what takes the edge off? Some milk. If you feel sick, puke in the trash can. That always makes it better.
Yeah, but that makes me thirsty again.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Hold it down then.
I gotta go shower at some point too, but first I need some fucking food.
Now, if you really want to do some like over the top cheese, go get a wedge of raclette. 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 Go get a wedge of raclette. Shave it thin, put it over the top of your nachos, whatever other cheeses you choose. Oh, beat that man unconscious again.
think
It's
it's a
hammer
woman.
birthday time. I don't discriminate. Hammer birthday. Everybody gets the hammer. So what you do is you thin slice that raclette over the top. Then you go get your blowtorch, which you should have. If you don't have a blowtorch, go to the hardware store. Trust me, blowtorch is your friend. And blowtorch is cool. But get yourself a blowtorch. Thin slices of raclette across the top of the blowtorch, across the top of the nachos, and then just dust it with that blowtorch. Perfect. Raclette is a great cheese. It's my favorite. Make sure the blowtorch isn't a gas drip torch, though. Then you'll soon have a problem.
Yes.
I like a little texture on the top of my nachos.
These are glasses prescription.
But my favorite cheeses are Swiss and French in origin.
1940.
Yeah, this cheese is delightful. It's not overly sharp. It's not like just a brick of salt, so it's not incredibly thirst-provoking.
Yeah.
Again, it's called Cougar Gold, and it came out of a can. And I know people are just going to go like, ugh, canned cheese. Go try it. Don't bitch to me. It's pretty good. If you send us on the courtesy flush weird things to eat, we will. By the way, I got a new shipment in of MREs for Wednesday night.
Did you?
Indeed, I did.
What?
I
pray
got
tell
one.
Do you have?
I got one of the new pizza ones.
God.
The person says they don't want to get hurt. Well, opening the door and screaming is somebody who wants to get hurt. That's what they do. Oh, thanks for the donation, Tigris. Or Tigris, however you want to say that. But we got one of the new pizza ones. And then even better, I got something even worse. I got a no bullshit UN humanitarian ration.
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah,
That is worse.
the ones that taste like literally nothing.
You turn out the lights, they can't identify you.
You know, if you beat them hard enough with a ball peen hammer, they also should probably not be able to identify you. Well, take a shower, you filthy animal.
Yeah.
You know,
And I
2
need
weeks
some
ago,
food.
2 weeks ago at the gun range, I had a surreal experience.
Somebody told you to shower?
No, that'd be weird at a gun range. But I've seen
Yeah.
some filthy people at the gun range. But
Me too.
yeah, so go to the gun range. I have my Thompson with me. I decided it's time to unload it. Mr. Catch had brought us. He'd brought us a whole host of nice things, you know, to from people who send us in nice things, and we opened them on the podcast and talked about it. But we went to the gun range, and so going to the gun range, I get the Thompson out, and everyone else is doing standard gun range stuff. They're sitting there popping off their, one round at a time, and then there's the guy trying to fast fire, acting like he's a tough guy with his pistol caliber carbine, going pop, 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 acting really tough. So I'm surveying what people are doing, right? And I realize everybody is sitting there doing their standard tough guy gun range stuff. Guy with the pistol caliber carbine with, the $800 red dot on it. sitting there trying to, act all tough and imposing. He's got his, Black Rifle Coffee Company t-shirt and hat on, and his operator gloves, and doing his core axis relock stuff from Terran Butler, looking real tough, real tough. Tough hombre. Real tough guy. So, I get the Thompson out, and, I take the drum out. I, take the key, crank it 9 times, put the drum in, open the bolt, and go full auto. Just, having my catharsis of owning a machine gun. I go full auto. Now, a Thompson will empty a drum real quick. Very quickly. By the time I have finished the drum, the guy with a pistol caliber carbine has dropped his gun in the booth and run to get the owner of the gun range. And said, there's a lunatic in there with a machine gun. And the owner looks at the man and says, I know that lunatic. He's all right.
Very nice.
I got a cool guy moment.
Lock the door so he can't get out. I need more food.
I also don't know why people think that drums are unreliable.
Because their experience is the Soviet drums.
Well, the Soviet drums were fitted to the gun. They fit no other guns. It's like you use a hammer to bash them into form. They're really, the drum I put in my gun was manufactured in 1929. Year of the stock market crash, right?
Mm-hmm.
In 6 years, this drum will be 100 years old. It has the original spring in it. It's worked every time I've used it. Like, no problem. I've dropped it. I've done dumb stuff when I loaded it. It works fine. It's absolutely okay. What's on that tape?
Can't find out. Can't do anything with the videotapes yet.
Oh, they're a pain to reload. I mean, all drums are really. I mean, loading drums is a pain. I will say that. But that's the same on every drum. Even beta C-Mags. I mean, good God. People act like, oh, drums are terrible. And I'm like, go load a C-Mag, man. You got to get out, like, these special lubricant that's designed for.
Yeah.
Hey, Bionic.
0301.
We're having a cheese tasting and talking about machine guns. As far as I know, with the other people I know who run Thompsons, I've heard that basically there's a set of rumors about Thompson drums where people are like, they're not good, but everyone I know who owns a Thompson has a drum, and they all work. So I would say that there's a bit of secondhand nonsense that's told about them, probably by someone who doesn't own a Thompson. But it's kind of like the same thing of people going, I don't want something because I can't have it, and so trying to tell stories about it. It's kind of a sour grapes thing, and it's just like any other gun. It has its own issues, but I mean, if I had to bitch about anything about it, I would say cleaning it is a pain in the ass. I mean, there's felt in the breech oiler. There's a lot of issues in the design. I mean, cleaning the blish lock, getting everything to fit back together because it's all hand fit. Those are all issues I'd complain about. The drums, though, nah, they work fine.
Why put a baseball in your safe?
And
what do you get from it?
Well, I mean, maybe it's special to them, you know? Maybe the treasures of the loot we found along the way. And if any of you guys listening out there haven't joined the Black Pants Legion Auxiliary, There's a link in chat, and you can do that right now.
Yep. The Ox.
That's our public facing Discord, the Ox. Yeah. It's a nuts place full of fun people.
So we're waiting on a second murder because I don't have enough to solve it off that first one. And in the meantime, I'm committing B&E, like every good detective.
You know, Hibernia Scholar says, that baseball could be his rosebud there.
It could be. It isn't. I'm about to hawk it, but it could be. Yeah.
As far as canned cheese go, this is perfectly acceptable. I don't understand why people hate it. Canned cheese. Greg giving a shit over it.
Where is the Hawken place?
Well, Greg, what's proper anyways? Proper's boring. Proper's defined by somebody with a PhD and too much time.
That's a hotel.
Proper people say that, Scotch can only be made in Scotland and all that sorts of stuff. I mean, yes, there's some guidelines I agree with. I think that NAS whiskeys are crap, but that's just me.
Ah, that's a restaurant. There it is. Plot me a route
Cheese needs to breathe? No, it doesn't. Cheese can live in the hole in the ground.
So my aunt worked in a hospital, right?
Oh,
and
all right.
Fell off my bike once, scraped myself just down the entire left side of my body, road rash like a motherfucker. And my aunt wrapped it all up with bandages and was like, okay, there, you're good to go. And then my mom saw it, an hour or two later and stripped it all off and told me that wound needs to breathe.
Oh. I didn't know that.
Yeah, neither did I. It's strange that. Is nobody home? Why is the open sign on? For your hours. Your hours posted? No. What time is it?
Time to get a watch.
I have a watch, I just don't know how to use it. It's 5:30 and they're closed. They really need to fix the hours thing on this. Alright, we will wait around the block at the 24-hour combination cafe and back alley hospital.
Alright. Since I am eating, the forbidden, very cheap charcuterie of canned cheese and dehydrated meat.
Yes.
What would be another non-genteel or odd addition to this, do you think? What would be an interesting thing for the survivalist charcuterie plate?
Okay.
I mean, pickles naturally. Everyone's got those.
Yeah. Freeze-dried pickles.
What? Why?
Well, because you're carrying around water.
Pickles are naturally safe in the brine. They'll be safe forever. Why would you freeze dry them? Ugh. Good God.
Yep. And then what
I'm eating dried meat right now. I'm doing peak survivalist. I should grow my beard out to like 3 feet like it used to be. No, pickles are already preserved. Don't fuck those up, Deb. I'll be sad.
Well, but they could get more preserved. Double
No.
preservative.
Double preserved pickles. Go fuck yourself. That sounds horrible.
Okay.
Raisins, cranberries, those sound nice.
All right.
And go contraband police. Pickles and vodka. Just pickle the pickles in vodka. There, knock it out.
Yeah, this goddamn
Eat the
city.
pickles.
You're right, brother.
Drink the brine.
There, by 8:30, they should have something for me.
I like the idea of dried cranberries. That sounds nice.
Dried cranberries, yeah.
I knew somebody who suggested dried olives, and I didn't think that was a thing. Apparently it is.
You can reconstitute the freeze-dried pickles in the nacho cheese olive oil.
Fuck
yeah,
off.
exactly.
Fuck off. Nacho cheese olive oil. God damn it. I'm eating. Don't ruin it for me. Sun-dried tomatoes are nice, actually.
See.
You know, I was thinking a lot of those old MREs, as Dencon Zenith points out, have, you know, M&Ms in there. But at a certain point, M&Ms, through their abrasive nature of being rock tumbled inside that MRE, turn into dust, right?
Or
What
they
if we
turn
just-
pea green
Well, that's fine. But what if we just cut the middleman out?
and just
sell
chocolate
M&-
dust.
Yeah, just sell dust. You can have like a pouch of super fine Choco dust.
We sell it as like the jerky chew. You know, it's in a little fake skull can.
Yeah, it's like snuff, but it's chocolate.
Yeah, so that your 7-year-old can smack the can around like. I'm not finishing.
Oh God. I'm just sitting here eating my canned cheese like a sir.
I'm sitting here waiting for the pawn shop to open.
So Mitch raises a horrifying thought.
Okay.
If you freeze dry a pickle, it would no longer be a pickle.
Yeah,
Dried
'cause
grapes are called raisins. So for a pickle, praisins?
Ooh, praising. Okay, yeah.
I hate it. I'm genuinely mad at this idea. Why would you freeze dry a fucking pickle?
Why wouldn't you?
It's almost as bad as eating the dehydrated, like, every time we do the MREs, inevitably we get the isotonic powder, you know, like the
Yeah.
Pocari Sweat or whatever. And because it's rattled around, the powder turns into a brick, right?
Yeah.
Goat will eat the brick.
Mm.
Like candy. It's a bit much. Yeah, goat will just chew it. No big deal.
Stuck in the fan.
Excellent. Take your commemorative baseball officer.
Starting to add their own trash. Yeah. This is what I was trying to do. It's not nearly as fast as when they did it for you, though. That got knee high in like an hour.
It was disgusting. It was like when we did it, I was like, oh wow, and then we passed time and there was like 80 cans of shit per hour you passed on the floor, and so we'd walk around and it just sounded like someone crawling through a ball pit.
Yes. Oh, murder. Let me go hawk my shit first.
Oh yeah, you're a detective. That's right.
Eventually, I will detect things. And that's a lot of floor booze. You the killer? Probably. Why else would you be running? My detective skills are on point, as you can see. Detective who bludgeoned the same person in their bathroom about 6 times? They shouldn't have kept getting up.
The train man cometh, the hammer man swings.
Okay, fuck you guys.
I think it's time to help ourselves.
But I can't sell it anywhere if I do that.
Well, just take the money then. Oh, and steal other identities.
Another commemorative baseball.
They love the baseball in this town.
Just steal it back from them when somebody finally shows up. 1954.
Oh, they left a note. You should call them at home. Be like, hey, I hate to be a bother, but I'm robbing your store right now.
I want you to know. That was 1984? 1950.
Just get in there.
Oh, this one's a bathroom.
I'll say this, canned cheese is pretty okay.
Yeah. They're like hidden? Does this move?
I don't think so. Maybe? This is assorted books, which is correct. Maybe the employee lives in that hidden cave of books in the back. They just decided to... Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's no way to get in there from the bathroom.
Maybe.
Huh. Weird. It's a weird one.
I agree.
All
Are
right.
there any other stores in this town?
No.
Maybe. Damn.
No, it seems to only generate the one pawn shop at any time. So we're looking at 403 Carpenter Heights.
403 Carpenter Heights, Crime Town, USA.
Okay. That just so happens to be the building I'm already in front of.
Oh, wow. What do you think the odds of additional crime are?
Floor 1. Floor 2. Floor 3. Cops aren't even here.
What if there was crime on the floors above and below, you know? How would you know?
Nobody would
Better
know.
go check it out. There could be crime on the floor above. There could be crime on the floor below. There could be turbo crime.
Turbo crime is entirely possible.
Turbo crime is very real. I love how they're just standing there and you're like, oh, just excuse me, I need to check under your feet for no reason. Mail crime.
Don't mind me, I'm checking your door.
Yeah, there could be crime in the crawl spaces between the floors. Who knows? mean, there could be crime everywhere. You have to search for crime with a crime hammer, right? You gotta use that crime hammer to find crime.
I do.
It's Hammer birthday. You know, years later, that's still Mike and I's like one of our favorite videos we ever made.
Hammer birthday's pretty good.
Yeah, I just went around that. Well, Mike's really good at Hitman, and I'm not, because I'll try to do the clever stuff, and I'm not good at the clever stuff. So I'll try to do the clever stuff, and then I'll end up doing the dumb stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I'll be sitting there like, oh well, I hit this guy with a hammer, and then I steal that guy's wallet, and then I use this guy's ID, and then, you know, all this other stuff, and then I get spotted the first time, and I'm like, well, I guess here I go murdering again. So I'm supposed to kill the one guy and end up having to just stalk room to room with a shotgun, blowing everyone's face off, because there's nobody to notice if there's nobody to notice. But I guess that's completionism for people, right?
It could be.
So Koopy Bear asks a question.
Yeah.
Are we the serial killer this time? Are we those people?
No, we're not the serial killer. We're just very thorough detectives.
We just show up where murder exists. We're present at crime, but we're not the cause, you know.
I'm the effect, not the cause.
Remember to eat some meat. How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat?
The meat makes you really, really feel awful. Oh, this guy's in the cold.
I remember one time I picked up one of those jars of gumballs.
Uh-huh.
Right? And I was like, oh,
you
man.
can't eat them.
No, so I got mad, whipped them across the room, and of course they're just sitting there in the living room as this lunatic whips gumballs at them, and I'm like, fuck. I think somebody's about to get hammered. Send the alarm. No, it's time for you to lose some short and long-term memory. There you go. Wish there was a way to, like, fold them up and put them in the laundry, you know, basket or something, or maybe in the escape. I don't know.
I may have just lost my hammer inside the radiator.
You know, that's
no.
a common thing. No, you got your hammer. So there was a crime here somewhere, right?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
downstairs.
Ah.
Don't worry, the police are doing their thing, and then once they're complacent, I will do my thing.
Ah, yes, the crime.
9117. He needs a hearing aid. I feel bad. Not bad enough to stop stealing his shit, though. See, he's a cult member. An occultist. 17. Sync disc. Fuck yeah. Okay.
I heard they make a candy corn cider now.
Candy corn cider, huh? The cops still haven't gotten here.
I just heard they make a candy corn cider now. I wouldn't.
Anybody going to come and... Yes, sound the alarm. You're correct. They're on the other side of the door trying to sound the alarm.
See, people thought canned cheese was bad. I'm fine with canned cheese. It's candy corn cider where I draw the line at humanity.
I saw somebody who's making Mountain Dew Moonshine.
Yeah, I saw that. Every day we stray further from God.
I guess I'm gonna go
why?
put in this sink desk while we wait for the police to open the security door, because I have no way to open it from the outside.
There are limits to what I will accept in this world, right?
And Mountain Dew Moonshine is pretty close to the top of them.
No, Mountain Dew Moonshine's fine. That's in the spirit of Moonshine. The spirit of Moonshine is making stuff that isn't alcohol into alcohol. Now, as I'm fond of saying on the Patreon, you don't sound like this if all went well, right?
Yeah.
But, and I will be the first to admit, I was a guy who quite literally tried Moonshine, a guy made out of pine cones. So I did have me some pine cone liquor, like Squidbillies, and I'll say this, that never again. It tasted like Fabuloso smells. But
What?
candy corn cider is where I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Yeah, the pine cone liquor tasted like pine sol smells. I was like, this is gonna kill me. I don't remember the rest of the evening, so let's add time travel to that experience.
Fair enough. You ever supped upon pinned cone?
Pined cone? No, I once had some, moonshine that a Serbian coworker made. And I'll say this. I asked him, how strong is it, right?
Yeah.
He stuck a shop rag in it and lit the shop rag with a lighter, and it burned clear for 5 minutes without singeing the rag.
All right.
The proof was yes. The proof was absolute. It was like as much booze as you could put in there was in there. So, it's just like burning clear for 5 minutes. I'm like, if I saw this in the real world, I'd say that was a magical item, like a wondrous item. Like, in the Old West where they're like, yeah, take a swig of this while I do some dentistry on you.
Yes.
That's where that stuff fits in. I was like, what did you make this with? And he says, stuff. Turns out that was my warning. No, I had a mouthful of that, and then I had a headache for about 12 hours straight the next day. I don't remember it, but apparently I got like so tipped off that I tore a phone book in half at the gun shop where we were working, and my boss was like, "Who fucked up this phone book?" And I was like, "I didn't know I could tear a phone book in half." Cap it, that'll do it. It's like, like I have pretty strong hands, but I didn't know I could do that. But I guess it's like Popeye and the spinach, right? Da-da-da-da-da-da, but instead of like beating up the bad guys or whatever, you knock back a cap of that and you're like, da-da-da-da-da-da, and then tear a phone book in half. Did you just threw the earth?
I just threw the earth. I was going back to go do my job, and I threw the earth.
I mean, like, I guess it's the beverage for, like, boxing cars or something. You know what I mean? You don't think you'll punch a car, but you will on this.
All right, 45 stolen dollars? Yeah, I will pay that to not have to deal with...
Cheaper than my last hospital go.
Yeah. It's because I didn't have any other crimes that I was being held for. But it was only $45.
$45. Break every bone in your body. Phase through reality.
Nope, wrong. I didn't go in there. You never saw it, you can't prove it. It's weird to be in this room and this building and not chased out of it by minigun turrets.
You know, I think if there was the option to have minigun turrets like ADT home security. Oh, that guy's just hanging out up there.
He's just chilling. Vibing.
Hey, is no one yeah, thriving, vibing in his own lane? Is nobody at those computer terminals back there?
Nope.
Well.
I know, right?
If only, huh? If only.
Once I have some evidence on the killer, then I can do this. I suppose I could have checked, where the last victim was and all that kind of stuff. That was a big lady. Alright. Please don't fall through the earth again. I don't have many more $45 in me.
I don't have more $45. You sound like the people who get trapped in our theme parks.
Yeah,
Please, maybe. I can't take a poop. I don't have $37.86. Exactly. Exact change only. Wow. Not a chance. Hammer birthday. You know...
Yeah, you were right. This street does have a toll, and it's all your fucking teeth.
See, that's what it's about. There's always a bigger fish, right?
He found his. Leon Moreau. You just made the people a batter list.
Excellent. Mr. Train agrees. I think that you should leave his knife at a crime scene. You know? Never mind that you just beat someone to death outside. You're here to transact business.
Sold his knife. Fuck you, asshole.
You should sell that hammer and buy a police truncheon.
Yeah.
That way your beatdowns are official.
I was gonna go for the sword, but... Because that's pretty classy.
Well, I mean, if someone asks for a toll, you can pay it. They just didn't know what they're gonna pay. My favorite thing in this game with these stores is to go find the lights in the store and turn them off, and when the guy goes over to turn them back on, he has less stuff in his cabinet somehow.
Into midnight? Then why were you closed at 5 yesterday?
He was walking to work and got accosted by the toll man.
These sodas cost me $1. But if I give them to people, the company pays me $8.
So what you're saying is, fill inventory with cola. Who's that lady? Who the fuck is that?
Don't know. She's rubbing the counter with a glass bottle.
You know...
None of your business. I love how friendly these people are.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me when we went to Cleveland, right?
Yep.
Mike and we went to Cleveland, recorded a podcast about it. It was a pretty pretty fun experience. Cleveland's a fun city. Reminds me a lot about Detroit, which is another city I love. A lot of people are like, Detroit's crazy. I'm like, at least it's fun. But we went to Cleveland, and this guy at this diner walked up to us. Just, walk over the disheveled human being you beat into a pile. But we went to this diner. And this guy come over, and I looked at him, and he wasn't wearing a name tag or anything. He was just wearing clothes.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, what you want?" And I thought, I don't know. Like, is this guy asking me, like, what do I want out of life? Or, like, what do I desire most? Like, what motivates me?
Wake up yet?
Oh, yeah. Remind this person that the ground is their home. Take that, Leon Moreau. But I didn't know. I didn't know like what this guy was asking. Turns out he worked there and wanted to know what we were going to have for food. You know,
Oh,
he worked there. He just looked like a normal person and came up and aggressively said, "What do we want?" And I was like, "Man, you know," I started really having some deep thoughts about life. I was like, "Oh man, a sense of belonging, a sense of permanence and respite. I would like to feel like I'd earned some peace in this world, some lasting peace. You know, I was thinking about that. But what he meant was like from the menu, which decisions would you make? And the answer to that was scrambled eggs and bacon.
ah, yes, as it is. Where is that?
That being said, I prefer that kind of service to people who are overly bubbly and suggest things that you will never actually enjoy.
Yeah.
I hate going to restaurants where they act like it's their favorite place in the world to be. You know, they're like, "Oh my God, have you ever tried this? Have you ever tried that?" Yes, ma'am, I've had food before. Believe it or not. I've had food to get to middle age. I have consumed food. Did you know that? I have consumed, chewed, and shat out food before to get. Yes, I know what these things are. The other thing I don't like about restaurants is when they try to tell me that they invented something,
Oh, yeah.
like our world famous blah blah blah. You know, did I ever tell you about the absolute trash and tragedy that was my high school career day?
No, I don't believe you did.
All right. I had two people I will remember ever, forevermore, for all time, for high school career day. I went into none of these careers. Not because of these people. I don't want to say that they fucked me up or anything. I did that on my own. But there were two people in high school career day that I will always remember. The first was a guy who came in and was a chef for high school career day.
Yep.
He came in with nothing but a story. And for 45 minutes, he went on a tirade about how he worked at Outback Steakhouse and invented the blooming onion. And they stole it from him. That was his whole story, his whole arc. For 45 minutes, he told the story about how he invented the bloomin' onion and they stole it from him. And I remember one of the kids in the class raised a hand and said, "Sir, are you suggesting that you invented frying onions?" And the guy picked up everything on the table and stomped out. That was enough for him. He was like, "I've had enough of these little shits." He was just like, "Nope," and walked out. The other one that I remember was from the United States Postal Inspector Service. And he came in with an MP5 and an M4 and 4 shotguns and laid them out on the table. And he said, "This and more can be yours if you defend the mail." That was his opener. And it was that guy on whom I based Zip Winchester.
Very nice.
Like, he was the most exuberant, over-the-top guy, and he told nothing but facts about the United States Postal Inspector Service. He was like, "We were the first federal agency to ever own Thompson submachine guns." And I was like, even back then, I was like, this guy's crazy. I like him. That's good energy. You know, he loves his job. But he would be like, "We just finished a dragnet, and over the course of 20 states and $8 million, we prevented this guy from mail fraud." You know, like dozens of dollars in stamps. Yeah. So that was the genesis of that role-playing character, was that just high school career day. This guy who came out and told us about, you know, the United States Postal Inspector Service. Brought a whole bunch of machine guns and stuff and just laid them out and was like, "This and more can be yours if you but defend the mail." I remember one of the kids in the class asked him, "Why does the logo on your jacket say USPS?" And everyone laughed at him, and it didn't fuck with him. He had that sense of righteousness where mockery didn't land.
Oh,
He
man.
believed in himself. You know what I mean? Like, just
Yeah.
true believer. And I was like, man, this guy has his shit together. I wouldn't realize that till much later in life. Like, that's what it looks like when someone's in the career they love. This guy defended the mail.
The mail's
Sure, he's-
important to him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and career day in Texas was great. I heard the class after us got a Waffle House guy and a guy who was in a minor league baseball team who said they don't really pay you money, but you get free beer. So not perhaps the best career options. But, I mean, if you like baseball a lot, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of worse, I suppose.
All right. So
All right,
have
so
we
we've
got any
got-
closer to... Yeah, I was going to say, how's this crime solving thing? After like 8 bludgeonings and a bunch of, you know, meandering. Some diamond sales.
Size 11. Okay. Yeah, I've got a fair amount of money now. For some reason.
You find the strangest things.
Alright, so she's a size 11. That's probably going to be this footprint.
I would presume so.
Well,
Is that a ladies size 11 or just a size 11 universal?
It appears to be universal in this setting.
Huh.
And she's also diabetic, I guess, because of the injector.
I think the whole universe of this place is essentially diabetic. Like you find so many sets of diabetic medication.
Yeah.
Also,
Yes.
someone in the BPL reminded me yesterday that the German name for the morning after pill is anti-baby pillin.
Okay.
Since you just found birth control, I was
Yes.
just like, anti-baby pillin. Good old German names for stuff. It's like, can we call this a scout vehicle? Nein, Sonderkraftfahrzeug. All right, fine.
Okay. So we're looking
And
for...
it gets numbers.
Yeah. No, we're looking for... whoever is type D fingerprint. But she appears to live alone.
Wow. You know what's interesting in this setting is almost everyone has a safe.
Yes.
What's funny is the Germans call their radio vehicles funk wagons, which is nice, you know. But they don't play funk music. But they should.
Who's Roxanne Brown?
Roxanne.
Damn it, that's... Okay, so they do live with someone then.
Do they now?
Well, there's a second name here.
I remember one time I was playing this game and I was so fucking stupid. I was so incredibly dumb at this game that I found the landlord's name and I wasn't paying attention. And I was like, aha, I got you. And I spent hours following, like, trying to find the landlord and prove that they were there. And I was losing my mind.
Yeah.
No, just the landlord on a piece of paperwork. It was the only other name I found. So I was just like, this must be them. So I just followed him around. I was wrong. Nothing to do with it.
Ah, but you wouldn't have known that.
Oh, I was dumb. All right. No. All right, we open it up.
The note
Oh,
inside
there.
the safe is the password to the safe.
That's a safe one.
That's a safe one.
BR paid? What?
Hmm?
What did they write on the wall? Why did they write on the wall? Seems like a bad time. You know, it's odd. Why would someone write on the wall?
All of these are from... Okay. Nothing
And
in
Bolo
there.
unit, that's how you spread memes in real life. And if they go, that's why are you doing that? You say Steiner Scout Squad doesn't have time to answer such questions. They work with what they're given.
Bianca Ramirez paid. That's her name. Excuse me, Blanca, not Bianca. So there was something similar on the wall at this one. Was LN paid. And I now have crumpled paper. Is let's play a game. Which is going to be their name. Hmm. Can I handcuff the body? No.
Why would you want to handcuff the body?
Oh, just to see if I could.
You're like, they were handcuffed as they got murdered. And you're like, why? Why would you do that?
Oh, paintbrush.
I'd say just leave them alone. I mean, it's just a body. It's just gonna sit there. It's effectively a wallpaper now.
It is going to sit there until the police leave. Alright, well...
Are you finding no more goodies?
Excuse me, officer, don't mind me. I believe I dropped my keys somewhere under one of these doormats.
Oh, I'm just checking to make sure all the floor mats are regulation. You know, because fire code. Anyways, I'm going up to the penthouse now to rob. I mean, check for additional clues.
So all of the murders have been in the building. Now, granted, we've got a sample size of 2. But I'm willing to bet that it's somebody that lives in this building.
You know what's really interesting is over the years, a lot of people have sent me odd little battle mag miniatures, including some rather big ones. And I every time people try to do it now, I've come up with a better idea, and I'll say it here so people can hear it, because I want people to embrace this idea. If for any reason you ever want to send me Battletech miniatures, Battletech anything, instead, my wish is for you guys to spend your time painting and building a really nice Lanza Mex, and the next time you're at a game store, the next time you see somebody who's new to the game, give it to them. Just give it to them. Just give them those things. Because I think that is probably the smartest thing you can do for this setting or anything else. I've said the same thing with like D&D or RPGs, right? Because I know a lot of people out there who are like, oh, I'd love to get into an RPG, but I never read the books, or I couldn't afford a full set of books or whatever. But those of you who do have extra, if you just kind of take them and give them to somebody who's getting into it, you can start their whole adventure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's a really good way to get people to join your faction in Battletech. Is you're like, oh yeah, here's some Steiner mechs, and they're like, oh, I guess I'm a Steiner guy now, and you're like, yep, yeah, I roped you into this. You've been drafted. You've been drafted. Oh, cool, a straight
Guy's
razor.
carrying a fucking straight razor like he's a 20s
Is
fucking
this-
mobster.
Is his name Mac the Knife?
Don't mind me.
I'm wondering if Payday 3 is going to be ready in time for our annual charity run that makes YouTube really mad.
Sorry, brother.
This guy seems upset. Time for him to the floor. He called you an idiot. That's hurtful.
He's got a prop gun.
Yeah, he seems very
I
tired
really like
now.
prop guns.
Well, maybe gun ownership is
Holding.
difficult in this city, you know? So maybe they, people go out of their way. People go out of their way and, you know, buy like fake guns or whatever. So people are like, oh my God, it's a gun. I don't know. The only people who seem to shoot you are the cops and the store owners. Maybe ammunition's really expensive. So what are you doing with all breaking into here?
Well, I was trying to search.
Trying, uh-huh. You're not just delivering free comas courtesy of Jimmy Baton Stick, right?
No. No, I was
Help.
I was trying to,
Help, they say, as they run out. Maybe you
Nope,
shouldn't have stood
no.
there with a bloody truncheon in the open, you know, blinds. Maybe you shouldn't have done that. Just thinking.
search to see if anybody had, done any of that. Ooh, very nice. There's more in there. This is somebody's work hoard. Probably the doctor
Man.
right there.
Dozens of
Oh,
dollars.
hey, speak of the devil.
Speak of the devil and he shall appear. Bonk bonk. You know, it's weird. You club this guy in the back of the head like 12 times. And he still has time to pick up the alarm before dying of clubbing.
It is peculiar that. Now I've got these alarms set to not player, so they shouldn't target me. They should target everybody else in the building. Hold on.
You know, it seems like this guy hasn't learned the lesson of the other person. Now, he's leaking, it appears, from the back of his head, which looks to be slightly caved in. So, I would recommend very strongly, perhaps, and I'm just thinking perhaps,
He says the
you
room is
accomplish...
spinning.
Well, I would say he's probably forgotten a few grades of school, right? He slept through that lesson, says Clumsy K. Oof. So, it appears that they're going to go get help, so I would hurry whatever police activity you intend to complete on your little camera here.
Blood
So who are you
everywhere.
looking for?
This isn't the right camera set.
Ah! How awkward.
I'm
And
sorry,
here I was
Darius.
thinking. And here was thinking all this violence had a purpose.
I was trying to get the surveillance for this building so that I could, Are those just permanently his? I can't take those back. Holy shit!
Wow.
I bet that's expensive.
Yeah. Just brought that to work, huh?
Yep. To work in his pharmacy. Alright, brother. You have fun in there.
I mean, I know pharmacists make good money, but good God. And yes, Big Seth, it said 309 ammunition. The game uses odd calibers. Most of the pistols we've found, I believe, are 8mm.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it was bring your long arm to work day. How could I have forgotten?
Yeah, we dropped the ball there. I'm evidently being pursued.
Is that so?
I don't understand by whom. The only person who could identify me is in cuffs. And that means clearly that they're out of play.
Surely no one will come along and, free them, right?
I don't think anybody can. I think he's just doomed to always be in handcuffs for the rest of eternity.
So you think he's just going to sit there until he starves?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I mean, that's something.
Pass time, then see if the pawn shop opens. Even though it's supposed to be open right now. So one of the problems with this game is when people have something happen to them, for instance, they get handcuffed or they're murdered, they're not replaced by anybody. So if one of your murder victims is the owner of the pawn shop just stops opening.
Good God. Meladonis, thank you for subscribing for 9 months. And you said, hey Tex, as of today, I've quit my line cook job and started my materials handler's job. I have become a cargo tech. Hail Cargonia. Indeed. Hail Cargonia. Miners don't die. Cargo techs push freight. You know, it was somebody asked me what is the purpose of a miner in Space Station 13, because I've been trying to get people into Space Station 14, people who were kind of new to it. Got a lot of Space Station 13 and 14 stuff for the Christmas dump, which is our
he knows that rifle's
nonsense.
hot. $50? Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, hey, at least he's moving it. But one of the things I told somebody is they said, what purpose is a miner in Space Station 13? And I said they should act like a chalk under the wheel of progress.
All right. Where did you work? Cryptic Gold. Where did you work? The Mint Group.
Mint Group, we make bubble gum.
Going to
Bubble mint.
bet that's Roxanne's. So let's go look at Roxanne's file in the police database.
And I agree, Space Station 14 is fun. It's still a bit young in development, which is great because that means there's nothing to unlearn. There's nothing that you really need to figure out first. You just get to go have fun. That's kind of important. All right, if you're looking to start Space Station 14, I would recommend playing as a janitor for the first time. Janitor is funny. You get to walk around and see all the things that happen, but you don't have to interact with people if you don't want to. You can just use the point emote and point at things. People are like, what are you doing? Point at the mess. And they're like, oh, okay. Great way to learn a map as well. I've encouraged a lot of people, if you've never played Space Station 13 or 14, one of the best ways to get really decent, opportunities in terms of meeting people and having fun is go be a security officer. Go be a security officer. That is one of the funniest things you can do in Space Station 13. Because just walk around and be like, that doesn't sound safe. I don't think that's a safe thing to do. Just go in and be Captain Buzzkill. Be like, why do you have that screwdriver while you're running around? You put someone's eyes out. And you can just go around and namby-pamby people. It's fun. You just threaten to cite them. Threaten to write them up.
What am I looking for? Brown. Roxanne Brown.
Froxanne? Froxanne Brown? I didn't know Roxanne started with 2 F's. Braun. Oh, wow. Gotta love that,
Yep.
5.5 floppy printer. What is it, they say? Is today the day you get hit with a hammer? All right, now you go in here. Uh-oh. Who's that, they say? Is today the day you get arrested? Just sit in the corner. Just sit in the corner and pretend like you work here. All is well.
Yep, don't mind me.
Yeah, you're just the guy doing guy stuff. Fine dodged, loot acquired. Just doing guy stuff, you know. I too enjoy local sports team, Sidehog. I enjoy local sports team and food. Ah yes, Ceiling Man in pant. He stand in air in lobby. Did you just turn the guns on everybody?
Yes, I did.
Ah yeah. If you will look up in the lobby, you will see Ceiling Man in pant.
Yeah, he's hiding right now.
Oh yes. Normal of man in ceiling to have pant moment. And to stand. A box cutter, eh?
I got him off the ceiling.
Well.
Get a Lazarus.
Seems like he needs to pay for that.
Medical officer.
So he's got a key.
Yep.
Not sure if it's to his own demise, though.
It is. 1401 Carpenter Heights. So he also lives in the building that I live in and the killer lives in. And the victims live in.
Man, it's weird. It's almost like
building.
It's almost as though someone who's been going around attacking people lives in the same building as you do. How odd.
How odd.
How very odd. How odd. Upgrade the implant that lets you. That's too realistic. We're gonna end up in a cyberpunk dystopia where when you say out loud, "Remember to upvote and subscribe," you get $1.
Yes. Yeah, that is spot on the money there.
You know what I heard that actually horrified me was somebody's kid, when they left the room, said, "Remember to upvote and subscribe," because they thought that's how adults said goodbye.
It is depressing.
Yeah, I sounded like an old man when I just went, ugh. You should drink about 12 coffees so you can piss like a racehorse. Are you gonna see if you can play ceiling bingo there?
Oh, no,
See if you can get it. Oh, well, that's why you got more coffees, right?
It is. I'm hydrated. I'm energized. Moist.
You must fill yourself with liquids. This is what doctors advise. It is noted. I must take things and put them in my pockets.
Alright, we'll wait for another murder. Eventually we'll have enough evidence to arrest somebody.
Chat raises a good point. Is it more horrifying to say stay hydrated or stay moist?
I would say that after 2 coffees, my gentleman here is probably moist. Yosef Y. Beppel.
The Yosefi Beppel. I am Beppel man.
Beppel detective. Ah, there we go. 1201 Carpenter Heights. Same building again.
Someone killed John Carpenter? No. Now we won't get a sequel to The Ghosts of Mars. I had a really cool idea, but it would require somebody with about $5 million, which is not a lot of money these days, but certainly more money than I will ever see. Do you want to hear? It's a really dumb idea.
Let's do it, yeah. Fuck yeah.
All right. Go out and buy the rights to movies that nobody gives a fuck about, like John Carpenter's Ghosts of Mars, right?
Okay.
Right? Just go buy the rights to that, and then make a 1950s Atom Punk version of it. So instead of trying to be all hard edge and hard sci-fi or whatever, just be like, John Carpenter versus the Ghosts of Mars, and everyone has that perfect pomaded hair and ray gun Tommy guns, and they have to fight ghosts that look like the Halloween kook from Scooby-Doo, just like, and they're
Really?
just rattling them, and yeah, you know how cool that would be. Come on.
Yes, no, that would be cool. I'm saying really about the cop that's still leaning on the wall at the 4th floor.
All the cars have giant bubble canopies like a P-51 Mustang. See, that's what we should do. If we should just start a Kickstarter or a GoFundMe to go get the money to make some really stupid movies. It'd be like, I'm going to make an Atom Punk movie with about a pamphlet worth of plot. And I basically played the space kook from Scooby-Doo in our Traveler game, which Mike is editing right now. So for those of you who like listening to the Black Pants Legion podcast, available at your favorite podcast retailer.
1201, not 1401. 1401 is the guy that I...
We've got the one you battered. The one. The only one. As you bludgeon Waldo to death.
He's in... Yep. Okay, there we go. I think I've got our murderer right here.
You sure? They have a cartridge, but that's not,
They've
unexpected
got a box
considering.
of cartridges.
Well, it's
they're
almost like they
standing
armed
in
themselves.
front of the murder scene.
Well, get their fingerprints.
Don't know who you are, but I don't like you.
Well, their blood's all over the doors, so they're tied to this crime scene now. Yeah, travel. Oh, God.
Okay, no. We're in a knockoff now. Yeah, all right. Open the fucking door. There we go. Hey.
They're like, open the door. No, you open the door. No, you open the door. No, you
What?
open the door. Let me in. Let me in. Let me in. Let me in. Why are you here? Why are you here? Well, that seems to have worked out. But yeah, the Traveler game is going to be on the BPL podcast. Wonderful soundtrack by Depp. Wonderful scoring choices. And we play a bunch of very stupid characters. And between us, we almost accomplish our mission some of the time. We got lost in time and space more than once.
Yeah, we did.
We also found a cult. The phrase Osama bin Dolphin comes up, and it's not a joke. It's serious?
Yep.
There's a lot that happens in that game.
There's a lot that occurs.
It's difficult to explain.
We're just going to wait out the alarm.
No, I played a weird character. Everyone played a lot of fun characters. But I basically played a plasma man from Space Station 13 by the name of Crowbon the Adequate. We did some bad things. We find an antimatter bomb at one point.
Check that man on the toilet.
The most important part of the story, though, is Crowbon did become forklift certified.
Yeah. Well, you operated one.
That's forklift certified. If you're wearing the high-vis jacket and the hard hat over your spacesuit, you're forklift certified as you drive the forklift. We were the heroes the setting needed.
But not the one it deserved, right?
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of a
Okay,
that's
so I
kind of a
beat
hard
their
one to
roommate to
judge.
death. That was not the killer. Or maybe it was.
How do you know this is the killer and not the killer? You're just going through their shit and you're like, well, I found $20. This might be them. Is that a sponge or a piece of toast in the
It's a
drawer?
sponge.
I was going to say, like, if they have a food drawer to jail, you need to drag them and throw them out that fucking window.
I don't think you can drag
know what?
people in this game.
They should be able to. You know what
Where's
you should
the
do? You should
body?
drink their milk. That's what you need to do. How else will you get strong bones?
Man, that cop's fucking useless.
I think I saw someone at 8
They're a
feet.
weapons dealer?
Wow. Well.
38.96. The safe's already been opened. Didn't want the sync disc or the diamond.
What kind of criminals are these? I don't get it. What kind of criminals are these?
What if the roommate is the killer?
I love how you're just trying to make this fit what's already present. You're just like, you know
they
what?
became a serial killer to hide their, murder of their significant other for whatever was in the safe.
That's kind of a reach, but okay. Okay, what's the payoff?
I don't know. What was in the safe? Did I open this drawer? I don't think I did.
So let's look at our fingerprints here. Do they tie into anything else? President, any other crime scene? Or are we just pinning names to a board to feel better?
Yeah, no, I've got nothing between these two crime scenes.
So we're just talking out loud to make it appear like we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Sir Shaggy, milk. It's all about the milk.
It is. It's all about the milk. So type L is going to be one of them because it's on the spectacles. Probably going to be the body because I haven't fingerprinted the body yet. The size 11 boot print. That's an interesting thing because I had a size 11 at the other. Okay, I've got the fingerprint of the roommate on the crumpled note.
What's the note say?
It's the same Let's Play note, but it's more filled in this time.
Man, if you keep finding
The roommate
murders,
is the fucking... Oh, God. A. Bask. The roommate is the murderer.
All right, then just go fill it in. Just go fill it in, turn it in, and see what happens. See what happens. Come on.
Yeah, hold on.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen? We charge someone accidentally a bit with a little bit of murder. I think there is a fine for that. That is actually the worst that could happen. Is there's a bit of a fine, like there's a bit of a.
So now I have to go find A. Bask again. Because I just left them in a crumpled heap outside and they're definitely gone.
I think we're gonna be in trouble.
I don't think we're in trouble. I think they're in trouble.
We're all in trouble.
That cop's in the
bit.
shitter again?
Well, I mean, okay, that's a good point, right?
A. Bask. A. Bask. We're looking for A. I'm going to need to hawk this stuff I stole from the crime scene to buy more handcuffs. So that I can place A. Bask under arrest. But I've solved a crime.
What crime is that?
The murders. I solved the murders.
You solved the murders.
Yep. I solved the murders. And do you know what the best part is?
What?
I don't even have to leave this building. I can just wait here, and they'll show up eventually.
Do you think you could honestly arrest this person without bludgeoning 4 or 5 others, or is this just like brute force police work at this point?
No, this is concussive police force, 100%.
The concussive police force. All right. We got it.
I need to find a level that's got like a bench.
Whiskey Philistine Green says Cajun style.
Can I wait on the stool? No.
We're not good police officers.
Oh no.
That's why we're not. That's what we're not. We're freelance detectives.
Yeah.
Right.
Freelance
Which
police.
means we don't have to be real. We just have to be real okay.
And I'm really okay at this. I'm really okay with this as well.
Just a bit of the old ultra violence.
Yeah, I mean, what's what? Are you a size 11? Are you saying that Mr. and/or Mrs. Bask are in the sewers? No, that's size 7. Size 16.
That's a big ass foot.
That's a big foot.
Yeah.
It's a big foot for a pair of heels.
These feet were made for clopping. Holy shit. I wish there was an item you could buy that was like a backpack vacuum, right? And we could just suck all the things at a crime scene into it and then go look at them later. Just be like, you know, just like suck everything up in our shop vac and be like, I'll solve the murder later.
I'm close enough. Alright, so we've got to find somewhere I can sit and wait. Isn't going to give me hypothermia. And is relatively close to our crime scene. Rubies! Fuck yeah, rubies.
Right.
Rubies is good.
Rubies. It's like lubies, but different. Buy a dragon dog. I don't know what it is, but it sounds fancy. Oh yeah. Just whip the mustard on the floor. Why not? Give it that Cleveland style finish, right? I'm gonna say this though: if you use mustard on somebody and it got in their eyes, they die.
Yeah, like
I
that's,
think
that's
you-
unfortunate.
You get mustard blindness.
Yeah, I'm a different customer. That's why I'm in this booth. Alright,
That's
we're
right.
getting a dragon dog.
I don't know what a dragon dog is. We
It
should find out.
appears to be a hot dog.
Well, but it's named a dragon dog.
This isn't where that should be.
All right, when they turn their back, decorate the floor again. What? What are they doing?
I don't know. I'm eating my dragon dog.
Are they just leaving? Throw it on the ground. Catch up to the floor. I think we need to decorate this place. But only after we commit all their faces to photographic memory. God, this is like this is an autism simulator. And I'm an autistic person, so I can say that. Walk to the corner, learn everyone's name, turn off the lights, catch up on the floor. It's all coming together. Turn the light off. Throw the mustard at the wall. Who did
I don't know.
that?
I don't know how that did happen.
That's crazy.
Craziest thing. They're just standing at the fucking lights. So that
They're
I
like,
can't
"Look,
turn
sir."
them off again.
Eat your hot dog and leave. You know what my favorite part of one of my favorite parts of playing Landlord Super. That's a game we need to play on this stream. Landlord Super,
Yeah.
where yeah. I
Holy
I
shit,
put-
she's hunting me with a gun.
Wow, she's really mad about the mustard. But on Landlord Super, I had a bunch of nails hanging out of drywall, and so I just used a grinder to grind them off. I was like, that'll make it better. Then I put carpet on the wall. That's how you finish things.
That is how you finish things.
My favorite thing, though, in Landlord Super was to go to the bar and smoke a whole carton of cigarettes in one spot until it made an opaque wall and then leave. I was like, this is me playing Ingerland. Landlord Super's fucking hilarious. I had Winston outside being creepy. I didn't like that at all.
Alright, evidently the 24/7 bar closes.
What?
She's
Is it
carrying
because
the
of a-
mustard. Yeah,
Well-
she just locked the door.
Like, why are people hitting on my carpeted walls? You could vacuum the wall. Do you guys ever clean your walls?
Just put it on the ground.
Well, it's because she's afraid people will use it.
Like that?
Think about, yeah. Well, I mean, you got to decorate, right? Now just watch. Watch what happens.
I can't.
Is she
They're
gonna-
chasing me.
Man, what a violent city. It's like they just don't like mustard in their
Not even
carpet
the
or something.
employee. It's just a passerby.
God, man, talk about brand loyalty.
He says he's had enough of this. He's chasing me with a box cutter.
Do you think that maybe he's had a bad day? Maybe this is how he's having it, right?
All right, brother. You asked for it. You're getting the stick.
All right, take his money and go back and remustard that place.
Hold on. I'm being attacked by the rest of the citizens
Wow.
because I defended myself.
You defended yourself in your right to bear mustard.
Yeah, from box cutter dude.
Box cutter guy.
All right, now I'm bleeding. I need a medical vendor before I bleed out because I've got a bunch of fucking fines on me. Please, God, don't die. Busy. That's a nice name for a restaurant. Busy.
Welcome to Busy. We're busy. Click. Go to the clinic and ask for staples.
You know, I've got... Okay.
Oh. Which of these do we want? Being able to speed up lockpicking is hilarious.
Yeah, I was hoping I got one of the hype ones.
Those are creepy. Where
It's
you make
running
your guy
around
like,
being a 2-foot tall fucking burglar is awesome.
well, yeah, because you just basically act like a hobbit. You just lean behind things and they don't see you.
Yeah, among other things, yes.
Or you can just punch them in the dick.
And I'm trying to remember what all those mean.
Just take one of each drug. It'll be fine.
Antidepressant, painkiller. Yep.
Paxidol.
Give me that sweet
Bam.
release.
Says you're cold.
Yeah. There we go. 3 pills, through the rest in the street.
Yeah, that's where they belong. Street pills.
Dermadix.
Do you relish your right to bear mustard?
I do. It's the only right that I truly appreciate, actually.
Speaking of heat packs, amusingly enough, I saw,
What does the little
one of
ball
those-
mean?
I don't know.
What does that mean?
I saw one-
What are you trying to tell me?
I saw one of those battery operated jacket liners.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where you put in a little battery and there's, little wormers in there, like a seat warmer, and it worms your jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So here's the problem with that, and it's not good.
Okay.
It's not good. It's not good at all. It's really not good. So this guy put it in.
That man bears a hammer.
Don't worry about Hammer Birthday Guy. He's just out there, something. But so the guy had the little jacket in there, and he said, "My pockets are really warm." And I said, "Well, that's good, because it was like -10." Then smoke started to come out of his jacket liner, and he said, "I think they're too warm." And he took his jacket off, and it smoked until it shrank.
Ugh.
And I was like, "That smells bad." And he goes, "I think my jacket is done." I said, "Why not just take it to the dry cleaner and see if they can fix it?" And he's like, "I don't think the dry cleaner can unfuck whatever's wrong with that." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right."
Yeah. Probably.
But no, he was just like, "Yeah, my pockets are really warm." And I was like, "Well, that's good."
This isn't where it should be.
I love how he remembers where everything should be. As the man shivers with a baton watching him. That's normal.
Where's the officer going?
Danger, danger. High voltage.
No, that's not the. When you touch, when we kiss.
That's a good one.
It is. You know, they're doing a tour. They're going to roll through here again. I'm debating seeing them.
I think you should. I've heard their live shows are nuts.
The
But
live show
Electric
was
Six.
nuts.
Most people in Electric Six, all they know is Danger, Danger, High Voltage, and Gay Bar. Those are the only two songs that people know, and that's fine. The rest of their music is just as weird.
Oh yeah. I think my personal favorite's probably There's Something Very Wrong With Us, just because it's such a weird.
Love how they're just in there acting like nothing bad's gonna happen. This is called foreshadowing. I think Electric Six is ideally what a band should be. Much like ZZ Top, right? Because ZZ Top, what did they start off playing? Rock music. What do they play today? Rock music.
Whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, I went to a ZZ Top live concert, and the guy says, I hope you don't mind, but we're playing longer versions of the set tonight. I'm not sure if you've ever heard ZZ Top sit there and play a solo for like 40 fucking minutes, but it's pretty awesome. It's not something that the record company would ever let onto an album, but yeah, it's pretty great stuff. Seems like you're almost about to die again for, Wasn't there a murder or something on the loose? I forget.
Yeah. They're, this was just a security guard. Not even an actual cop.
Well, well, well. You can hear Mike laughing next door.
Yeah, I hear that.
He has a lot of giggles.
Through the chair at them.
You should hit him with a chair. I think that's good.
I did. I'm just waiting for the murderer to show back up in the.
Of course, because there is a murderer in this building, not just random people, right?
There's a murderer besides me in this building, and that's important.
There's a murderer besides you in this building, right? You're just a eraser of people's short and long term memory vis-a-vis Hammer.
Something like that.
All right.
9th, 8th, 7th, 6th. Come on. Somebody got up.
Well, it's almost like you didn't kill them, and now they're mad.
I want. Give me my truncheon. Oh, Jesus Christ! Who are you?
Oh, just a concerned citizen.
It appears to be a second security guard. All right. No people, no memory.
That's a fair point.
The bludgeoning should continue until the murder is solved.
I don't think that's a wrong statement.
Yeah, I bet I can skip out on this.
Don't worry about it. Why would you pay your medical bills? You've caused most of them in the city. You've already given the doctors enough work. Remember, no Russian. You say to nobody in particular as you beat someone else to death. Somebody in the lobby? Is it that security camera guy? You think they're just huddled in their offices watching you on the cameras hoping you leave? That's Jimmy the Memory Eraser.
Yeah, I've got a hammer.
Uh-huh.
I'm good now.
That's a self-affirmation I never thought I'd hear. I have a hammer, I'm good enough. Well, God bless, Dad.
I can solve this city's problems.
All right, so Balthus asks...
Just as soon as I'm no longer high.
Fair. Balthus asks, how would you feel if you found a vending machine that sold handcuffs?
It
depends on if they're name
person?
brand.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're name brand, if they're like real Smith and Wessons or
Peerless. Now, if they're selling those kitty handcuffs that you buy at Walmart that are made out of zinc, that's a different story, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Hey, the confused one just donated $25.23. In the year 2325, I was on a mining colony on Mars. See, there's a song there.
Yes,
it's about an asshole in space. Except I think it was in 2125, which seems a bit optimistic to have a terraform Mars.
Yeah. You're chef. Who are you? You're the cop I just finished beating.
Would you like to hear me? But by the way, thanks, confused one. Appreciate it. Would you like to hear the dumbest thing I ever heard in college?
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
All right. So when I was in college the first time,
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting there doing my normal thing in college the first time.
Yes.
And I took a course on astronomy because I think space is fascinating. But anyone who's seen me play Kerbal knows I don't know jack or shit about space, and Jack left town. But I find space fascinating. I know I'd never be an astronaut or anything, but I said, I got to take some electives for this history stuff and figure I'd learn about space. So the professor discusses the subject of terraforming.
Okay.
Saying that if you could put a self-propagating organism that was dark in color and you could have it put on the poles of the planet that are cold, so it would have to be an organism that survives in the cold and is self-propagating and, would be able to make it in the relatively thin carbon dioxide atmosphere of Mars, extremely thin atmosphere. If it could self-propagate and cover the poles, it could melt them and create a greenhouse effect and help, terraform. So
yeah.
He asked the class, what kind of creature do you think we could put on there? Obvious answer is like bacteria or algae, right? One of those two things.
Yeah.
This girl in the front of the class goes penguins.
That's a confident answer. Okay.
She said it loud, like penguins. And the professor just sat there. And there was a long pause, and I just died laughing because I imagined like this long multi-year NASA mission to put a bunch of penguins on Mars and then kill them. The penguins just aren't getting it done. We got to get more penguins.
Got to get more penguins, man.
We need to airlift 100,000 emperor penguins to Mars. For some reason, they're just not making it. Aliens from, a million years on find a bunch of these perfectly preserved penguin corpses on the poles of Mars and a bunch of crashed landers. And as they come through the solar system, they realize they were trucked there by a barely space-capable adjacent planet for unknown reasons.
Yeah.
Turismo Blue, Operation Happy Feet. I was told I have an evil laugh.
You got a pretty good laugh.
I don't mean to make it evil. I died laughing once in a game, and someone just was like, "You sound like a maniac," and I'm like, "No, I don't. If anything, I sound like a Bond villain." Penguins. I just remember how confident she was, though. Like, penguins! And I was like, man. So that's what it's like when someone says the wrong thing on Wheel of Fortune. You know what I mean?
The newt of the stars.
Newt, newt. Freezes.
Alright, my beat everybody that comes up or down the hallway plan appears to not be working in my search for this killer. So
I love that we've solved nothing. All we've done is add trauma to the city.
I don't know. I'm getting there. The room is spinning. Yeah, I bet it is.
Time to remove some troublesome memories.
Sound the alarm. Yep.
I love how they do the sound the alarm and then they raise both of their arms like Superman and charge away.
Who are you even? It's Marina Zapata. Yeah.
Huh.
What happened?
Dios.
They're just going to keep pulling that alarm, aren't they?
Man, people, right? Sound the alarm, says the person.
Sound the alarm, says the police officer. Sound the alarm, says the chef.
Man, they are really trying.
All right.
They are really trying.
So-
Next up is Cooking on the
Cooking
Rim
on the Rim.
with Quish. Oh, man.
You keep trying, buddy. You'll get there.
You'll get there someday. Pull that lever. See who see who shows up, right?
So, that's what we are off to, is Cooking on the Rim.
All right. See you guys later. Remember, take care of yourselves. And there's a murderer out there. We'll catch him someday by
We'll catch him
Trisha.
next time.
Yeah, you won't.
All right. Catch you guys later.